CBS 4, the official home of Super Bowl 44.
After 2 weeks of waiting, it is finally here. Super Bowl 44 kicks off this evening live from Sun Life Stadium. It is ready here as the Indianapolis Colts go for their second Super Bowl title in 3 years. Their opponents this evening, the high-flying New Orleans Saints, a team playing not just for a Super Bowl title, but for the pride of their battered city and its fans. Good morning and welcome to Showdown in South Florida. I'm Antonio Mora.
And I'm Shannon Horry. We are live here at the Fan Plaza at Sun Life Stadium as football fans from around the world get ready to turn their eyes towards South Florida for a record 10th time. It looks gorgeous out here today. A little bit chilly right now.
It is very chilly out here right now.
But I think it's going to warm up very nicely. We'll be checking in with Dave Bernard just a little bit. But first, CBS 4 sports camper joins us now live, and Kim, it's finally here.
It's finally here, and this is a perfect day for football. I think everyone's going to enjoy it. And you've got the two best football teams, and that's the most important thing. They're going to score a lot of points, should be a lot of excitement in the game, and that will be perfect for us right here in South Florida.
All right, we're looking forward to it, Kim.
Thanks,
Great
Kim.
energy out here today.
And over the next hour, we're going to be covering the Super Bowl like no one else, from the matchups on the field to the big events going on off of it.
And we will take a look at today's battle between the Colts and the Saints and the road both teams took to get to Miami. It's also a home game for several members of the New Orleans Saints. Prim Siripipat has that story. And while Peyton Manning is going for title number 2 as a Colt, his heart still beats for his hometown, the city of New Orleans.
Plus, what is it about the Colts and Super Bowls played in South Florida? This is the 4th time the Colts have played the Super Bowl here. Joanne Strader, who, by the way, is from Indianapolis, will take a look at that. And we'll have a check of your game day weather with Chief Meteorologist David Bernard.
Now, this is the matchup many expected to see this evening as the two top seeds in their respective conferences square off to see who gets to take home the Lombardi Trophy. When the Colts arrived on Monday, they were greeted with an all too familiar sight of rain. Super Bowl 40 was played, or 41 was played in a terrible downpour that soaked fans and the players on the Colts and their opponents, the Chicago Bears. Despite the weather then, Peyton Manning led the team to its first Super Bowl title in 36 seasons. And the last time they had one was the Baltimore Colts. Manning was named the game's MVP. And you'd think that having won a Super Bowl would make the game a little less tense for Indianapolis, but don't tell that to the Colts players.
I think during this time you do reflect on the people that have helped you get to this point, and it is an emotional time. It's an emotional week, but like I said, but it's exciting also, and I think you got to have great passion to play this game.
And once the whistle blows, once the ball's kicked off, it's just guys who doing their game plan that the best are going to win the game. So that's pretty much what it comes down to.
On the other sideline, the New Orleans Saints make their first trip to the Super Bowl. Once a doormat for much of the NFL, Drew Brees has led a turnaround that finally saw the franchise reach the championship game for a city still recovering from so much devastation and destruction just 4 years ago. Having their beloved Saints one game away from a world title is just another reason to party, and representing the city is a job the team does not take lightly.
It actually is a great source of strength for us and our team, just knowing that, we're playing for much more than just, another W or a Super Bowl for our organization. It's a Super Bowl for our city.
When we win this game, I think it's going to mean a lot to the city. I know the fans have been with us the whole year, and they've been with the Saints the whole time. The organization has been around, and I know they're excited.
And over the past few days, we've been broadcasting live from South Beach, where there have been thousands and thousands of Saints fans. So many people made the trip to South Florida for the big game.
It's going to be a home game, I think, for the Saints because they've got so many fans down here. The energy here is very different than on South Beach, but there's certainly a nervous tension that's already building. A lot of people working very hard out here.
Give it a few hours, and I think this place is going to be packed. But this is the first time, actually, in history, two teams that play in indoor stadiums will square off in a Super Bowl.
And as you can see from Shannon's hair, they're going to have to deal with some breeze out here today. But most people will be happy that the stadium is open to the elements because it is a gorgeous day. Chief Meteorologist Dave Bernard joins us now. And David, is it going to stay that way?
I'm going to have an easy job today. Yes, we think the weather's going to stay just fine. It looks like for the entire game. Some current conditions out there right now. It is cool and it is breezy. Looking at our live WeatherBug network, we still have mid and upper 50s across the area. Some places getting near to touching 60 degrees. Right now at Sun Life Stadium, 54 degrees at the current time. All right, here's what we're expecting for later in the afternoon as we get closer to kickoff. Plenty of sun, just a few fair weather clouds are going to be around, but it will be very chilly by evening, but the wind speeds will start to come down. We think about 65 degrees at kickoff, and by the end of the game, temperatures will be falling back down into the 50s. And if you're wondering, for the rest of the week, we're going to see very nice weather. I don't think we're going to see much of a chance of rain, maybe a little early shower showing up on Wednesday. But in general, real nice today with temperatures topping out in the upper 60s. We'll be back with an update a little bit later on.
All right, thanks, David. Well, it has been 16 seasons since the Super Bowl has offered up the #1 seeds in each conference. When the Saints and Colts take the field tonight, fans will get the chance to see two of the league's most prolific offenses led by two future Hall of Fame quarterbacks.
I think this game is about two great teams that have had two outstanding seasons.
He's to solve the riddle. He's going to look down to the end zone, and he's got Dallas Clark wide open for a touchdown.
And Pierre has a lane down the sideline, still going. How about this start? Touchdown, Saints.
Two teams, the two top seeds with arguably the best two quarterbacks in the game today. This is a dream matchup.
We play with a very aggressive style. We're going to take our shots, but then again, we don't want to force those shots. You know, we're going to take them when they're there, and when they're not there, it's all about keeping the ball in your hands.
I always thought we were going to be playing them the whole time. I know back home I tell everybody it's going to be us and the Colts, and they're looking at us like Saints going to be in the Super Bowl. Yeah, right, maybe the Colts, but I called it third week.
Now there is no question the headliner going into Super Bowl 44 is Peyton Manning, whose meticulous preparation allows him to adapt on the field like none other.
It's important to make adjustments during the game, on the sidelines, even during the course of a series. And whatever new wrinkles the Saints may have, I think the key is trying to figure those out and hopefully maybe trying to score some points.
Being around him has definitely helped me learn a lot about the game, learn a lot about the position, and I think the more we can be on the same page, I think has really helped, you know, just us grow, you know, as tight end quarterback relationship.
It's going to be another tough challenge. You know, we've had two tough challenges the past couple weeks with the divisional game in Kurt Warner, championship game in Brett Favre. So I expect it to be just as tough.
Scoring should not be an issue for either team. After all, both averaged over 26 points a game during the regular season.
It's definitely a unique system, unique offense. Sean Payton's like a mad scientist when it comes to route concepts, spacing, as Tiki knows. So you can bet that he's going to have his best game plan in this game.
When you're part of this offense, you are, you know, you're in it, and the only way you can learn this offense is really by, you know, experiencing it and going out there and practicing, you know, with the team.
Think of both the Colts and Saints, and you automatically think offense. However, it's the team that can play D that may wind up hoisting the Lombardi Trophy in the end.
We have to stop the pass. We have to make them try to run on us because they can't get anything in the passing game. So if we can do that, man, and go out there and, you know, on 1st and 10 when they go for a deep shot, or 2nd and 1 when they go for a deep shot, and we stop it and shut it down, and maybe 3rd and short they try to run it, we get off the field, you know, that works in our favor.
All right, joining me now, our quarterback, Danny Cannell. And Danny, let's talk about the Colts offense. Certainly everyone knows about Peyton Manning and everything that he's done. I think the thing that really makes it special is so many weapons that he can throw the football to, and his ability to find out who's open and hit that ball and put the ball in the money.
And there's nobody better than Peyton Manning at making those game day adjustments. I mean, look what happened in the AFC Championship game against the Jets. He comes out, he gets sacked the first 2 series. You're thinking, hey, they might have a chance at stopping him. Sure enough, he goes to the rookie wide receiver, Austin Collie, starts hooking up with him numerous times. He's got Dallas Clark, he's got Reggie Wayne who's a stud. He just has so many weapons to work with. That's what makes it such a challenge to stop him.
And the other thing in that AFC Championship game, they showed the ability to run the football. Joseph Adai had 80 yards. They ran for over 100 yards. And if you can add that to that mix, it makes them that much more lethal.
And it's kind of one of those sneaky running attacks because they kind of set it up with the passing game. They throw the ball so much. They sneak in a draw here. They do some things to keep you off balance, just to keep you honest. And a lot of times, that's all you have to do.
All right, I talked about 2 potential Hall of Fame quarterbacks, Drew Brees for the New Orleans Saints. Not sure if he's a Hall of Famer yet, but if he wins today, he could be right on the cusp.
Yeah, and when you look at what he's accomplished, 70% of his passes he completed this year, I mean, that's just unheard of in this league. When you have to throw the ball away, you have to make some kind of, the toughest throws in the league. And when they stretch the field vertically, that's what's so amazing to me. He's able to have this completion percentage, taking shots down the field.
Jeffrey Henderson, Marcus Colson, you got Jeremy Shockey, a lot of guys you can throw the ball to. But I'm kind of looking at Reggie Bush today as that game, maybe a guy that maybe you dump it off to him and he can take a little and turn it into a lot.
Absolutely, and that's such a great outlet for a quarterback to be able to rely on your running back who can catch the football. And don't forget about Reggie Bush on special teams as well. That could play a major factor in the game too.
Right, let's flip over, talk a little defense. Let's talk about that Colt defense. Everyone's been talking about Dwight Freeney. He will play. They'll strap that thing up. I'm sure he'll go out there. Not how effective he's going to be, but they're going to have to get pass rush from other places. Robert Mathis on the other end, maybe bring some blitzers, do some different things if Freeney can't be the type of player he normally has been.
Well, the bottom line is any team I've ever played on, if you had one of your star players get hurt, everybody else had to lift up their game. I mean, that's what's going to happen today. Guys are going to have to realize, hey, if Dwight Freeney can't go or if he plays and he's not as effective as usual, you have to pick up your level of play, and that's what I would expect, the intensity level of the other players to be lifted.
When you look at that Colts defense in the playoffs, they've only given up on average 10 points a game, so they've shown that they can get around the ball and they can make plays.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they don't get a lot of publicity because all the talk is about Peyton and the high-profile offense, but the defensive side of the ball has played extremely well in the playoffs.
Let's talk about that Saints defense. To me, key one, get to Peyton, hit him, get him nervous back there. Now, he can adjust, but if you keep him on the ground, it's hard to adjust. They've shown last week that they've got a nasty side to them, and they don't mind maybe getting a little bit loose with the rules. Is that something they have to do today?
The last couple of weeks they've been nasty. Look at the hit they placed on Kurt Warner when he threw that interception. Brett Favre was on his back all afternoon. So they're going to be getting after Peyton. It's almost one of those situations, too, where you say, hey, we'll take a personal foul. We'll take that 15-yard penalty. Let's get into Peyton's head a little bit. But that's the biggest challenge because Peyton Manning is cooler under pressure than anybody.
And that defense, when you look at them statistically, not so good, but what they do as well as anybody, they take the football away. They cause that instant change in turnover, and that could be a big factor today.
Well, I think all those hits that they get on the quarterback, they take their toll. I mean, look at Brett Favre. He got knocked around, made, an interception at the most costly point of the game. So that's kind of what you would expect.
All right, Danny, sit tight. We'll come back to you and got a little more coming your way here. We're getting closer to kickoff here from Sun Life Stadium, but we still have plenty more to come here on the Showdown in South Florida. When we return, we'll take a closer look at the 2 men under center for tonight's game as each tries to add a Super Bowl ring to their resume. Plus, just like the Pro Bowl, tonight's game will have a hurricane feel to it. Prim has that story. And did you ever think that the Manning would be going against the city of New Orleans? That is coming up later.
Breakfasts! I got breakfasts here, real cheap.
Don't settle for a knockoff breakfast. Save money with a Dunkin' Donuts egg and cheese sandwich for just 99 cents. Try it with egg whites today because it's breakfast, not brokefast. America saves on Dunkin'.
I like this one.
In a national taste test, more hardworking Americans preferred the taste of Dunkin' Donuts over Starbucks. Try the coffee that won.
This one.
And see why America really does run on Dunkin'.
Thank you.
Airline pilots falling asleep at the switch while landing, and even during emergencies. It's happening more than you can imagine. The CBS 4 I-Team investigation tonight at 11.
The best and the smartest under one roof. Can they share the best TV experience without driving each other crazy? The new and improved Comcast Triple Play, just $99 a month. Get access to thousands of on-demand choices, including hit movies, TV shows, and more. And now you can even watch online, anywhere, anytime. Call 1-800-COMCAST and get the Comcast Triple Play for just $99 a month for 12 months. Or step up to our HD Triple Play and get up to $200 back.
It's better in the Bahamas. Romance all the day. All the hideaways for the lazy days. All the nights the people play. Ooh la la la, ooh la la. It's better in the Bahamas.
For a limited time, get a free companion airfare from Florida. Call 1-800-BAHAMAS or visit Bahamas.com. Minimum stay and restrictions apply.
Only Katie asks the questions.
How many times did you do crystal meth?
You want answered.
Explain to me why that enhances your foreign policy credentials. Is this photo fabricated? Is this photo a lie?
Only Katie Couric.
Why should Americans sign off on spending billions of dollars?
Only CBS News.
I'm Mike Rowe, and I'm spreading the word about Ford at a gas station. I'm Mike Jasper. The Ford Fusion, the most fuel-efficient midsize sedan in America.
I like this one.
The 2010 Motor Trend Car of the Year.
What is the screen right there?
That's part of the sync system. What's the most fuel-efficient midsize sedan in America?
It's Ford Fusion.
That's correct.
Lease the award-winning 2010 Ford Fusion for just $239 per month. Visit your South Florida Ford dealers and drive one.
Put Ford on the list. Okay. That's my message.
Well, welcome back. You know, Super Bowl 23 was the first to be held at what was then Joe Robbie Stadium, and what a way to break it in. Down late in the fourth quarter, Joe Montana led the San Francisco 49ers on a memorable drive, connecting with John Taylor for the go-ahead touchdown. San Francisco and Montana beat the Cincinnati Bengals by a score of 20-16. Well, you couldn't ask for a better matchup at the quarterback position than what we have right here tonight. Peyton Manning versus Drew Brees. One certain Hall of Famer, the other could cement his trip to Canton with a win in Super Bowl 44. Danny Canal is here with that story. Danny?
Well, much of the media hype this week is centered around the signal callers, and deservedly so. A look back in history shows that whichever team's quarterback outplayed the other most likely prevailed in the big game. Today shouldn't be any different, as two of the league's best prepare to slug it out.
It's a rare scenario to find two of the NFL's elite passing quarterbacks face off on the biggest stage of the game. In the 80s, it was Marino versus Montana. In the 90s, it was Aikman versus Kelly, or Elway versus Favre. But most of the championships in the past decade have featured one superstar quarterback, but rarely two. Super Bowl 44 features a matchup that should rival the greatest of all time, Peyton Manning versus Drew Brees. Both quarterbacks know their place in history revolves around the outcome of this game and have sought out the advice of those who played before them.
I've talked to a few quarterbacks that have been in this situation before, Super Bowl winning quarterbacks.
I enjoy picking former quarterbacks' brains, whether it's Troy Aikman or John Elway or Dan Marino. Any chance I have to be around those guys, I try to learn something from them.
While both quarterbacks have studied their history, right now they are specializing in current events. These two students of the game know what it takes to prepare for the biggest game of the year.
Danny, as you know, there's a lot of film out there. This is an unfamiliar opponent. It's a first-year defensive coordinator, so previous games against the Saints really don't apply.
Drew Brees is one of the hardest workers I've ever been around, and he's in the facility. He's the first one in and the last one leaving, and those are the type of guys who you want leading your team.
While both QBs lead high-powered offenses, their styles of play could not be different.
I won't say polar opposites, but they're pretty opposite. One is kind of pretty methodical, mechanical, great player, and calls his own, kind of directs his own army, and the other is more fun-loving, outgoing, get his team fired up before they go out on the field, and that's how he plays.
While Manning looks to add to his legacy by adding another Super Bowl title to his resume, Drew Brees seeks to join football's elite fraternity of Super Bowl winning quarterbacks.
I'm in this league to win championships. I mean, I don't see any other reason why you would want to play this game. You play this game to be the best. You play to win championships.
And Drew Brees is just hours away from his first shot at one of those elusive championships, while Peyton Manning looks to add a second Vince Lombardi trophy to his collection. But clearly, each quarterback knows the impact that this game will leave on their legacy.
And you look at those two quarterbacks also, and either one is the most important cog on their team. So how they go, so goes this game. But you look at Drew Brees, 70%. You look at Peyton Manning, everything he does. Is there advantage for one of those two?
Well, I think Peyton, just because he's been there and done that, he's already got it out of his way. I mean, I think the first one is your hardest one, and I think that's what Drew Brees is going to have to overcome. But I think Joe Montana gave him some great advice. Said, just keep doing what you do every week, prepare the same way, and things will take care of themselves.
You look at Peyton Manning, he's about 6'5". You look at Drew Brees, he's a little short guy. He's looking up, throwing over. Peyton's looking down, throwing it, but yet the two get the job done in different ways.
Yeah, Drew Brees is so effective at finding the lanes to pass through because he knows he's smaller. He knows he can't look over guys, but he works his way in the pocket, finds those passing lanes, and works them so effectively.
Good stuff, Danny. Stick around. Got some more coming. Hey, don't go away just yet. There's still plenty more to come here on our Showdown in South Florida. Coming up, we'll talk more about tonight's showdown between the Saints and Colts. And it's not just the game that's getting attention this weekend. We'll show you all the happenings that have gone on off the field this week. Plus, it's the Saints and the Colts CBS 4 style as Juwan Strader and David Bernard debate who will win the big game, but there will be no fisticuffs, I can guarantee you that.
When things don't go your way, don't let it get you down. Look at me. I lost my ambassador's suit. But I'm not moping around. No, man. I'm keeping it light. With new red striped light. Red light beer.
Better ingredients, better pizza is not a slogan. It is a way of life.
Papa's in the house.
It's 1st and 10 at Papa John's. And as an official sponsor of Super Bowl 44, for the first time ever, you get all large pizzas for just $10. Your choice of toppings, your choice of pizzas, $10. Even specialty pizzas like the Works, the Meats, and the 6 Cheese, just $10. It's 1st and 10. Order now at papajohns.com.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Samsung LED brings you sharper images and brighter colors. The ultra slim, eco-friendly Samsung LED TV, a whole new species of televisions. At BrandSmart USA, get $670 to $1,000 instant rebates on Samsung LED TVs and get 0% financing until February 2011. Samsung and BrandSmart USA, of course, your favorite brands at low, low prices.
Huge discounts only at Ocean Mazda, where you find an ocean of savings and not a pool of sharks. Mazda 3 at its lowest price, just $219 a month for 36 months. New 2010 Mazda 6, $239 a month for 36 months. Or get the Mazda CX-7 for $299 a month for 36 months. Zero payments for 90 days or 0% APR financing available. Test drive your new Mazda today at Ocean Mazda, 97th Avenue and Northwest 12th Street.
Monday.
Don't you know that girl over there?
No, I don't think so. No, in fact, I have definitely. Oh, hey, it's Meg.
What makes How I Met Your Mother the coolest comedy on television? Critics call it hilarious.
Yes, you.
It's me! Sitcom magic start to finish.
Barney Stinson is back on the market. Daughters, lock up your Milswankas. Milswankas?
Wait, I can get this. Mothers I'd like to sleep with and never call again.
Correct! Circle gets the square.
How I Met Your Mother, Monday on CBS.
When things don't go your way, don't let it get you down. Look at me. I lost my ambassador's suit. But I'm not moping around. No, man. I'm keeping it light. With new red striped light. Red light beer.
Welcome back. Kimbo Camper back with Danny Kanell. And Danny, one of the subjects all week has certainly been the ankle of Dwight Freeney. Got more speculation about that ankle than almost anything. Now, he hasn't practiced all week. He was off his feet yesterday on a golf cart. Do you think if and when he plays, that will affect him very much?
You gotta wonder about that. I mean, he hasn't been able to be out with his teammates. He's the type of guy who, knows his body. He knows everything about it. I mean, he's a guy who said he likes to play 267 as his weight against a running team, 262. I mean, I've never even heard of a guy who monitors his weight that way. But you gotta wonder about the mental impact of not being able to test it out, not being able to go full go. So I think the pregame warm-up is really going to play a big factor for him, how comfortable he feels.
Dan, he's a former defensive end. I know what they'll do. They'll strap that thing up. It'll almost be cast-like when he goes out on the field. And as a defensive end that needs to plant and push off of it, it's going to make it very difficult. He's going to have to find some way to adapt his style, which is that spinning type of a deal. And it's going to be very difficult for him to find a way to make it work.
Yeah, because, I mean, the torque that he puts on his legs when he comes moving, I mean, it's unbelievable the amount of stress that he's going to have to put on his ankle. I think the best way his chance of playing well is if he can't feel it. You know, maybe he gets that shot of cortisone in there where it's just numb and he'll just know it'll be sore after the game. But hey, this is a Super Bowl.
Yeah, flipping over and looking at the New Orleans Saints with Freeney is they've got to prepare as if he's going to be there, as if he's going to be 100%. And the guy, anything less than that, and you're putting yourself in a hole.
You always do. And I'm sure Sean Payton, his game plan for Dwight Freeney, said, hey, we're going to help out our tackles. We're going to make sure we chip. We keep an extra guy in the block. And then, you know what? If he doesn't play, you go out there and you can do a little bit more and you can trust the protection that much more. So it could be a big psychological advantage for the Saints.
If he's not effective, it makes Robert Mathis on the other end less effective because now you can concentrate on him a little bit more and take away another big pass rusher.
Well, you know, talking about being able to chip guys, they probably will switch it over and start chipping Robert, Mathis.
All right. Good stuff. All right, Antonio and Shannon. One of the factors in this game, there are so many little different pieces to this puzzle that'll go on tonight that every little one means a lot, and we'll see which one plays out the best.
Which one will make the big difference?
That's right. Yep.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Well, this evening, the eyes will be solely focused on the action here at Sun Life Stadium. And with the big game come sports, entertainment, elite celebrities, and they love coming to South Florida for the parties.
And there were a lot of them down here. Many of the parties were for good causes. One of the main themes for the celebrities this week was giving back to charity. Tad Ochocinco and Terrell Owens kicked the week off with a party on South Beach that raised donations for a local food bank. Later in the week, Saints running back Reggie Bush teamed up with Red Bull and the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino to take the party to Hollywood.
And Thursday night, the Pepsi Smash rocked South Beach with platinum-selling artist Rihanna. That was a great show. And also pop sensation Justin Bieber. The concert on 8th and Ocean brought the fans from both teams out in droves. And then there's Justin Bieber on Friday night. It was another huge party, an annual one that brought out huge NFL stars such as the Jets' Mark Sanchez to the Fontainebleau for a night that mixed sports and entertainment.
And that's just a sampling. There were parties all over the place.
And well, Ocean Drive itself was a massive party. And when we were leaving after our broadcast last night at 11:30, we saw so many people coming in. And they were dressed for a night out.
They were. And we are just hours away from kickoff. You might wonder what happens here before the fans and the players arrive.
CBS 4's Maribel Rodriguez is live on the other side of the stadium where all of the media, local, national, even international reporters are setting up for the big game. Hi, Maribel.
Hey, Shannon, Antonio, that's right. It is awesome. Today is finally game day. Now, I want to set up the scene where we're at. We're on the west side of the stadium, an area called the domestic compound. It's set up exclusively for the media. Why? Because it sets up the perfect backdrop of Sun Life Stadium, as you can see it right behind us. Now, we're on a high-rise that was set up by the NFL. It's about 20 feet high for all the media. There you can see there are 27 media spots for the stations across the country. It is half full now, but in just a few hours, this place is going to be packed. Behind the camera, there you can see all of the satellite trucks, the maze of cables weaving in and out of the place. That's how we get all our images up. So no doubt a very exciting time here. This is the biggest event in the country, and it's all happening in our own backyard. And of course, it is such an honor to be a part of this whole event. The media playing a huge role in all of this, and we, of course, are covering every action surrounding the Super Bowl. So you know what? Sit back, relax, and let us bring you the show. So have a great time and just watch the show. Now, Antonio and Shannon, I'm sending it back to you at the Fan Plaza on the other side of the stadium.
All right, thank you, Maribel. And that gave you a sense of what this is like. Anybody who's been to Sun Life Stadium knows that the parking lots are enormous, and it is just one truck after another of some sort throughout the whole parking lot.
It's very exciting. This is my first Super Bowl. I know you've covered other Super Bowls in the past, but it is amazing
to see how much there is here,
yes, right? Really impressive. And we are getting closer to kickoff here at Sun Life Stadium, but we still have plenty more to come here on the Showdown in South Florida. Coming up, the Colts make their 4th trip to the big game, and Miami. We'll find out why they seem to love South Florida.
And Super Bowl 44 has a special South Florida flavor because some former Canes are making this a homecoming. We will have that after the break.
How long have you had your home on the market? If you lower your asking price, could you actually sell it? Imagine not paying a real estate commission. In this market, you need buy owner, now more than ever.
Thanks, buy owner.
It's the sports car that's into whatever you're into. The 2010 Mitsubishi Lancer Sportback, the newest member of the award-winning Lancer family. Right now, get 0% financing or $1,000 off on the Lancer that's right for you.
Breakfasts! I got breakfasts here, real cheap.
Don't settle for a knockoff breakfast. Save money with a Dunkin' Donuts egg and cheese sandwich for just 99 cents. Try it with egg whites today, because it's breakfast, not brokefast. America saves on Dunkin'.
I like this one.
In a national taste test, more hardworking Americans preferred the taste of Dunkin' Donuts over Starbucks. Try the coffee that won.
This one.
And see why America really does run on Dunkin'.
Thank you.
Want to record up to 4 shows at once on a single DVR? It's possible with AT&T UVerse. Now get up to $300 back via promotion cards.
America's top CEOs are going undercover.
I'm going to be that first-time employee.
To work for the people who work for them.
Welcome to the team. It's the way corporate wants it, so that's how it's going to be.
You take too long, they're going to say this ain't fast food.
This is our outhouse.
You pee in a can? I have got to change the way I go about my own job. I depend on this job to take care of my family. That's why I work so hard.
We all need to try to be more like Joe. Undercover Boss premieres after the Super Bowl, only CBS.
How long have you had your home on the market? If you lower your asking price, could you actually sell it? Imagine not paying a real estate commission. In this market, you need buy owner, now more than ever.
Thanks, buy owner.
Welcome back to the Showdown in South Florida. We're coming to you live from Sun Life Stadium. This is where the eyes of the country will be focused this evening. And at the top of the stadium there, you can see the flags whipping in the winds, the flags of the two teams, the Indianapolis Colts and the New Orleans Saints. And good morning. Welcome to the special coverage of the big game. I'm Shannon Horry.
And I'm Antonio Moore. The stadium is ready. Some 74,000 fans are expected. More than 90 million Americans will be watching on TV. And for those of you who are lucky to be coming out here, be warned, allow a lot of extra time because there is lots of security here. There are 100 magnetometers like those used at the airports to detect metal objects.
And I should also let you know that there are hundreds and hundreds of porta potties too, so not to worry about
Which
that.
are going to be necessary.
They certainly will be. But this year people don't have to think about the ponchos or bringing an umbrella for the game because as you can see, beautiful blue skies. CBS 4 Chief Meteorologist Dave Bernard is joining us once again, but wear a coat. It's chilly out here, Dave.
It is, yeah. A little bit chilly. We have returned to our regularly scheduled winter programming in South Florida as far as the weather goes. Not like it was several years ago. Nope. A much nicer situation shaping up for today. Where do we stand right now with the temperatures? We're in the upper 50s to around 60 degrees. Notice Opelika 61, same with Miami right now. Pembroke Pines 59, and it's 60 in Fort Lauderdale. So what does it look like through the rest of today into kickoff time? Plenty of sun, but it's going to turn chilly again by the evening hours. So here's how it breaks down for the big game. It's going to start off nice, but we'll probably still be in the mid-60s after reaching a high in the upper 60s. But by the end of the game, we're definitely going to be down into the 50s again, around 57 degrees by 10 or 11 o'clock at night. Here's what it looks like for the rest of the week. In case you're wondering, we should have some very nice weather. The high today near 69, maybe a shower on Wednesday. Otherwise, it looks like a dry week is ahead. And you know what? I don't care what Kim and Prim say. I don't care about the Mannings and how great of a quarterback he is because my heart is right here, guys. Who dat nation?
Yeah, I know, David. We know. You've repeated it a few times, hasn't he? Now, You know, and he's saying it's not that chilly out here. It is very cold when you're in the shade. Any of you who come out to Dolphins games know that, you know, it gets very hot if you're in the sun, but today you want to be on the sunny side of that stadium.
Absolutely, yeah. It's very cold when you're in the shade, so.
And it'll be pretty much shady by the time the game starts, so bring your coats. And last week, the NFL Pro Bowl saw a record 11 former Miami Hurricanes take the field, showing it is still indeed about the U.
And the same could be said for tonight's matchup. Prim Superpat is here with a story of two of those former Canes reunited in New Orleans. Prim.
Yeah, it really is a good story. And Saints linebacker Jonathan Vilma and tight end Jeremy Shockey met nearly 10 years ago. They formed a special bond during the first several weeks, and they've been friends ever since. Now the two find themselves on the same team playing for another championship, and they wouldn't have it any other way.
Both played an integral part in the Miami Hurricanes' national championship run in 2001. And nearly a decade later, Jeremy Shockey and Jonathan Vilma are back on the same team and on the brink of winning another title.
You know, we talked about that a little bit at the beginning, and, you know, we said we're back at it again. You know, this is our first time, obviously his first Super Bowl, my first Super Bowl, and, you know, this is an exciting moment for us, but, you know, it only becomes a special moment if you win.
It's a great relationship we have. We worked a lot of hard hours at the University of Miami together, and they're paying off now. You know, we both got drafted by New York teams, and both got traded and reunited in New Orleans Saints.
After their days in Miami, Shockey, a tight end, was drafted by the New York Giants. Vilma, a linebacker, was then drafted by the New York Jets, and both suffered season-ending injuries during the 2007 season and left their teams on a relatively negative note.
You know, it's just funny. We had similar situations. He got hurt, I got hurt. He got traded, I got traded, and you know, we just been making the most of it since. And we felt like, you know, we were a little slighted, and I know that he had a lot more. He had a lot more controversy coming out of New York, coming from New York to New Orleans.
A lot of people had more talent than him, but you want to outwork him. And a lot of people have a lot more talent than myself, and it's hard to outwork both of us just because the University of Miami instilled in our brain that, you know, just work hard.
But many see these two as opposites. One, an offensive player who is often dubbed a rock star or troublemaker. The other, a defensive player more reserved who often leads by example. But Jeremy and Jonathan are good friends, and they arrived in New Orleans at the same time with a big chip on their shoulder, ready to show the world what they're made of. And in return, they want to give the city that embraced them its first ever Super Bowl title.
The way that the fans have embraced us, myself and Shockey, and you know, the way that you go out after a game and everyone's excited, everyone feels like they played the game. All the fans feel like they were a part of it. They had something to do with the win. It definitely is a second home to me.
Now there's another former Miami Hurricane that will be out on that field today, but he'll be on the other side. That's Indianapolis Colts wide receiver Reggie Wayne. Wayne has something that Jeremy and Jonathan do not have, and that's a Super Bowl championship ring. I asked Reggie if he had reached out to Jeremy and Jonathan. He said no, but it's a special bond because they're all former Miami Hurricanes. But he also said, let the best team win.
Talking about his.
Yeah.
Maybe after the game.
Yeah, maybe after they can hang out. Yeah, but before the game's on.
Great to have all those guys back here.
Thanks,
Thank you, Prim. And we still have plenty more coming your way from the Showdown in South Florida. When we return, two of our co-workers are usually friends, but today they are on opposite sides, and they are both very passionate about their teams. We will hear from David Bernard and Jawan Strader talking trash as they prepare to cheer for their team.
And the Colts look for another Super Bowl title and the only place they have ever played the big game. Stay tuned for that.
Okay, so every truck is trying to spin, bend, and slice the stats their way. They're claiming the best this, the highest that, the most of something else. Look, here's the most important stat of all. For the 33rd straight year, more people put their hard-earned money on a Ford pickup than any other truck. Ford F-150, Ford Super Duty, best-selling for 33 years.
Drive the truck leader, the Ford F-150, now with 0% financing or $4,000 cash back. Visit your South Florida Ford dealers.
Better ingredients, better pizza is not a slogan. It is a way of life.
Papa's in the house. It's 1st and 10 at Papa John's. And as an official sponsor of Super Bowl 44, for the first time ever, you get all large pizzas for just $10. Your choice of toppings, your choice of pizzas, $10. Even specialty pizzas like the Works, the Meats, and the 6 Cheese, just $10. It's 1st and 10. Order now at papajohns.com.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
I don't get it.
I know. Why'd you give that guy the rose?
I'm talking about the fees on our AT&T bill.
That can't be explained. It's a mystery, like Stonehenge.
I can explain. It's a UCL fee.
I don't want to pay UCL fees.
Then switch to Comcast Digital Voice. I got your back, guys.
Shaq's got your back.
You might be paying more than you thought with AT&T. Save money with Comcast Digital Voice.
What do I do about this?
All new.
I'm sitting down with 4 child molesters to get the answers you need to know.
She was primed and ready for me to molest her.
What do you say to a 5-year-old to keep her from telling? How they groom, seduce, and gain a child's trust. What is it that you see in that child that allows you to believe you can get away with it? An extremely rare chance to hear it straight from them. Next Oprah.
Monday at 4 on CBS 4.
Huge discounts only at Ocean Mazda, where you find an ocean of savings and not a pool of sharks. Mazda 3 at its lowest price, just $219 a month for 36 months. New 2010 Mazda 6, $239 a month for 36 months. Or get the Mazda CX-7 for $299 a month for 36 months. 0 payments for 90 days or 0% APR financing available. Test drive your new Mazda today at Ocean Mazda, 97th Avenue and Northwest 12th Street.
Colts fans, here's a warning. You might want to turn away from this one. Super Bowl III saw Joe Namath and the New York Jets flying into South Florida and stunned the then Baltimore Colts 16-7. It would be the Colts' only loss in the big game in their team history.
That might have been the most important game in NFL history because it really changed the way people thought about the American Football Conference and made the Super Bowl what it is today. And talking about Super Bowl and rivalries and all that, on the set and in our newsroom, David Bernard and Jawan Strader usually get along pretty well.
Absolutely.
They've got a working relationship that's pretty civil.
It certainly is. Not really right now, because the two are seeing red when they look at each other. Jawan rooting for his hometown team, the Indianapolis Colts, while David cheers for his adopted city and their Saints. And the two recently sat down to discuss today's matchup.
Hello, I'm CBS 4, My 33 anchor reporter, Jawan Strader.
I'm Chief Meteorologist David Bernard, and why am I talking about sports?
Exactly. Well, maybe it's because he and I have been going back and forth for the past month about what if there would be an Indianapolis Colts Saints Super Bowl, and I was like, there's no way the Saints could make it to the Super Bowl.
Hey, it's happened.
But it did happen.
I think as the sports guy in New Orleans said, hell froze over, pigs have flown, the Saints are in the Super Bowl.
You know, I'm happy for you. It's good to see you guys finally get a chance to make it, knowing that you guys have never won a Super Bowl.
Now hold on just a minute. We've lost fewer championships than you guys have. How many times have you been?
We've been...
Couple, 3 times?
3 times.
And how many did you win?
We won 2.
1, 2? 2. So you lost a couple. We haven't lost any.
I guess that's a way of looking at it. Well, you know what? We need to go ahead and settle this because we're going back and forth. So how about a friendly little wager?
I think that sounds fair.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking about this.
Okay.
If the Indianapolis Colts win, if they do, David Bernard does a weather segment wearing Peyton Manning blue.
Can't even look at it. All right, and so that means you're going to be on the anchor desk wearing this Drew Brees Who Dat Nation jersey. That's right. After all, guys, we are now America's team.
I think the Cowboys are still America's team.
No, that was so 90s, man. It is the New Orleans Saints now. That's the new America's team right here.
I guess. Well, you know, we both can agree upon one thing.
That's right.
If the Miami Dolphins were to make it to the Super Bowl, we would definitely be rooting for the Dolphins.
Dolphins all the way.
All the way,
until
baby.
then, who dat?
Go Colts, go blue. Back to you.
All right, they both like their teams. We'll find out tonight who wins. Danny Cannell with me again. And Danny, talk about the mindset of these two teams right now. All week you try to go through your preparations the same way you would for any game, but this is a different game. The distractions are there, everything around them. How do you think these guys have handled it all week?
You know, I'll tell you what, NFL players are creatures of habit. I really think they just tried to stick with their schedule, do the same thing they've done all season long. But you know what? This is the Super Bowl, and they're going to drive into this stadium. They're going to see all the hoopla. They're going to see the the sets on stage. So they're going to have to kind of try to relax, But when they get on the field, that's when things should kind of, they loosen up and get in the flow of the game.
I remember waking up on Super Bowl morning, you could feel a knot in your stomach because you knew a big game was coming your way. But the Indianapolis Colts have been here before. How much of an advantage will that be this afternoon?
I think it's just a comfort level that they're going to have, a confidence, a coolness. They're staying at the same hotel, all week before the night before the game. They'll be at the same place, so they'll know what to expect. For the Saints, it might take them a quarter to kind of get their wits about themselves.
Yeah, the Saints' first time in, they get in and look around the stadium. They practiced in here yesterday, but it wasn't full of 70,000 plus people. It's going to be a whole different scene tonight. Is it going to take them a little while, do you think, to wrap their arms around that?
I think so. I think for a quarterback like Drew Brees, he's just going to have to, settle down, try to keep his emotions calm. But it's easier said than done when you're talking about the flyover, the national anthem, the circus that's going on. It's just, it's almost like you hope you get hit in the mouth early in the game because that's usually the quickest way to get into the flow.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Thanks a lot, Danny. Well, kickoff is now less than 7 hours away, but we still have plenty more to come here on the Showdown in South Florida. Coming up, the Manning name is royalty in the Crescent City, but now the folks in the Big Easy will have to root against one of their own. And don't forget to keep it on CBS 4 all day. We'll give you all of our coverage. The lineup is coming up.
Breakfasts! I got breakfasts here, real cheap.
Don't settle for a knockoff breakfast. Save money with a Dunkin' Donuts egg and cheese sandwich for just 99 cents. Try it with egg whites today because it's breakfast, not brokefast. America saves on Dunkin'.
I like this one.
In a national taste test, more hardworking Americans prefer the taste of Dunkin' Donuts over Starbucks. Try the coffee that won.
This one.
And see why America really does run on Dunkin'.
Thank you.
Samsung LED brings you sharper images and brighter colors. The ultra-slim, eco-friendly Samsung LED TV, a whole new species of televisions. At BrandSmart USA, get $670 to $1,000 instant rebates on Samsung LED TVs and get 0% financing until February 2011. Samsung and BrandSmart USA. Of course, your favorite brands at low, low prices.
It's better in the Bahamas. Romance all the day. All the hideaways for the lazy days. All the nights the people play. Ooh la la la, ooh la la. It's better in the Bahamas.
For a limited time, get a free companion airfare from Florida. Call 1-800-BAHAMAS or visit Bahamas.com. Minimum stay and restrictions apply.
Hi, my name is Errol, and I've had LASIK. I had it done about 4 years ago, and from what I can remember about wearing contact lenses was they were really inconvenient. I heard about the Red Eye Institute through a friend of mine. They just made it so easy for me and so convenient. Within a few days, I had it done, and I was seeing perfect. The kind of LASIK I got was the custom LASIK. Clearer, sharper, way better than glasses or contact lenses. Just the freedom and I'm feeling a lot more comfortable. This has been a life-changing experience. I would recommend Red Eye Institute to anybody.
Only Katie asks the questions.
How many times did you do crystal meth?
You want answers.
Explain to me why that enhances your foreign policy credentials. Is this photo fabricated? Is this photo a lie?
Only Katie Curran.
Why should Americans sign off on spending billions of dollars?
Only CBS News.
Got story ideas, pictures, or feedback? Connect with CBS 4 News now on Facebook, on Twitter, or on our website, cbs4.com.
Oh, we all remember the last time the Super Bowl was here in Miami. A driving rain lasted the entire game, but that didn't dampen the day for the Colts fans. Peyton Manning and the Colts defeated the Chicago Bears 29-17 to capture the organization's second Super Bowl title. All right, looking at the two Super Bowl teams, the Saints are making their first Super Bowl appearance as a franchise. Now, not only are the Colts making their fourth Super Bowl appearance, but every Super Bowl they have ever played in has been right here in South Florida. Will that be an advantage for Indy? Well, CBS 4's Juwan Strader fished around with the Colts players looking for their thoughts on playing for the Lombardi Trophy in a place they're very familiar with, Miami.
Miami is no stranger to the Colts when it comes to Super Bowls. Super Bowl III, 1969. The Colts lose to the Jets and a determined Joe Namath. The Colts return 2 years later in Super Bowl V to defeat the Dallas Cowboys. It would then take the Colts 36 years to return to his next Super Bowl, and sure enough, it was Miami for Super Bowl 41. The Colts will go on to defeat the Chicago Bears. Now, they're back again for their fourth Super Bowl appearance. And once again, it's here in South Florida. So what's up with Miami Super Bowls and the Colts?
No, it's just coincidence that's here, coincidence and all that, those other things. But once the whistle blows, once the ball's kicked off, it's just guys who doing their game plan that the best are going to win the games.
Very true, but it's ironic and could cause some players to become superstitious. Right, Peyton?
I'm not superstitious. Maybe a little stitious. It's a bad joke. Eli gave me that joke. I'm sorry.
The four-time MVP breaks the irony of Colts Super Bowls in Miami.
I don't think it gives us any kind of a competitive advantage. Like I said earlier in the week, I don't think staying in the same hotel helps you throw downfield against Darren Sharper or stop Drew Brees. It doesn't help you one bit. You still have to go out there and play.
The former Canes receiver and now Colts star, Reggie Wayne, says that for him, it's more of a homecoming of sorts.
I got a lot of miles on this road, so like I always say. It's helped. One thing about it, it's also made me a tour guide. So, I guess it's good and bad to it.
But the leader-in-chief of the team says that it will all come down to the big game.
There's been a lot of great Super Bowls down here. The fact that we're playing in 2 of them in 3 years, we're very grateful and thankful for the opportunity. But we know it's going to come down to what happens on the field, and we're playing an excellent team.
And a little footnote here is that the Colts are 2-1 when playing in Miami Super Bowls here in Miami. That means that the odds favor the Colts when winning Super Bowl 44. But the Who Dat Nation may have a problem with that fact. Reporting here from Miami, Juwan Strader, CBS 4 News.
Good stuff, Juwan. For years, the Manning name has been treated as royalty by the residents of New Orleans. From the days that Archie led the lowly Saints to Peyton and Eli proudly representing the city, even while playing in other towns, the Mannings hold a very special place. But for one day, the city will have to root against one of its favorite sons. Here's CBS 4's Jim Barry with that story.
Come kick off the evening of Super Bowl 44. There is no doubt that the Saints Nation will firmly be behind quarterback Drew Brees, the man behind the wheel of their first trip to the big game. But for those Saints fans who have been there since day one, some of their loyalty could be tested when they look on the opposite side of the field and see a familiar name leading the Indianapolis Colts.
I'm playing hard for the Colts this week.
As the son of one of the city's first sports heroes, Peyton Manning has always had a special place in the heart of the Crescent City. After a standout prep career there, Manning went north to star for the University of Tennessee. And even after being drafted by the Colts in 1998, Manning stayed loyal to the city he called home, the place of so many fond memories.
My dad used to bring us to Saturday practices, or after games, we were allowed to go into the locker room, and the two guys that were kind of responsible for us were the equipment guys for the Saints, Dan Chief Simmons and Silky Powell, and they're still the equipment guys for the Saints today in their first Super Bowl. So that's kind of been, it's been a positive kind of emotional memory for me. Those guys, Cooper and I used to run those guys wild.
The Manning family has been there in the city's darkest moments. When Hurricane Katrina devastated the region in 2005, Peyton, along with brother and fellow NFL quarterback Eli, were some of the first celebrities from the area to offer support, both financial and emotional.
It really, it's not a put their name on stuff. I mean, those guys have really gone out and done things, and we need that.
The hearts of the Mannings will always be with the city, but when it comes to the big game, their loyalty is without question.
We're excited for our number 2 son to get to come back and do this again and play in this game again. And then, of course, as I said, I'm just like everyone else who's been associated with the Saints. I'm very proud of the Saints.
Well, needless to say, Peyton Manning bigger than life these days, and will get even bigger if he wins a Super Bowl again today. Well, don't go away just yet. We still have more coming your way, and we will have some final thoughts. Plus, we're going to leave you with a little music here. Sounds of strike percussion. Going to give you a little bit of something to listen to.
I'm Mike Rowan. I'm spreading the word about Ford. The Ford Escape, EPA estimated 28 mpg. And there's a hybrid version that gets 34.
Well, this is nice.
Have you seen the Edge?
I have not.
Plenty of room.
But this is cool, too. This thing goes all the way back.
Quality that can't be beat by who?
Toyota and Honda.
That's exactly right.
Now you convinced me to buy a new car.
I didn't mean to. It just happens.
Lease the fuel-efficient Escape or the innovative Ford Edge for just $269 per month. Spread the word and drive one.
Now I just feel like I'm bragging, so I'm going to stop talking.
Airline pilots falling asleep at the switch while landing, and even during emergencies. It's happening more than you can imagine. The CBS 4 I-Team investigation tonight at 11. The CBS 4 I-Team gets results for you. If you have a problem you'd like us to investigate, go to cbs4.com/I-Team and let us know.
Don't miss the world's top golfers as they look to conquer TPC Blue Monster at Doral. It's the World Golf Championships CA Championship live from Doral Golf Resort and Spa. Be a part of Golf's Global Summit, March 9th through the 14th.
This weekend, the NFL's best are going to be showing off some big plays, and so am I. Because for Super Bowl 44, I'm bringing the ultimate fan feast from McDonald's to the party. That's 50 golden crispy chicken McNuggets for only $9.99. What better way to cheer on my favorite team than with my favorite food?
I'm talking to 4 child molesters to find out what you need to know.
What do you say to a 5-year-old to keep her from telling her mommy?
Next Oprah.
Monday at 4 on CBS 4.
Huge discounts only at Ocean Mazda, where you find an ocean of savings and not a pool of sharks. Mazda 3 at its lowest price, just $219 a month for 36 months. New 2010 Mazda 6, $239 a month for 36 months. Or get the Mazda CX-7 for $299 a month for 36 months. 0 payments for 90 days or 0% APR financing available. Test drive your new Mazda today at Ocean Mazda, 97th Avenue and Northwest 12th Street.
There's only one place you can catch Super Bowl 44. That's right here on CBS 4. Coverage at the top of the hour with kickoff scheduled for 6:25 p.m.
And after Undercover Boss at CBS 4 News at 11, we'll have a recap of the big game, plus all the other events going on around Sun Life Stadium. And after that, it's Sports Wrap. Kim and Prim will be live with all the in-depth coverage of tonight's game.
And that's it for now. Our coverage of the Showdown in South Florida. We want to thank our entire crew. They have been working crazy hours overnight. Some people didn't get any sleep last night. We are very grateful to their great work tonight.
For all of us here at CBS 4, thanks for watching. Enjoy the Super Bowl.